You know what that means? Fish!
We got a #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, Orca. Congrats on first. And Huffster, welcome in. Thank you so much for the recruit. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. Hello. I. Uh, it's been
You know what
so
that means?
busy. Fish. It's been so busy. I've been doing so much. I'm so nervous and excited. Ace. Stinky. I'm so nervous and excited, and oh my gosh. Hello, hi. We're doing art today. I'm working on a commission. I have a commission. It's gonna be another PNG tuber. I just have it sketched out so far, so we're just gonna be making it up. Making the little layers and stuff. I need to pull a reference up actually. Hello. Whoa. Whoa. I have it somewhere. Here. Okay. Save. I probably should have had this pulled up. Oopsie. _commissioner. hashtag artiste. Hashtag artiste. Yempter. That's so cute. Oh gosh. Okay, I need to open. Cass_art. Cass_art. I'm gonna be such a noob. I feel like the way I draw looks so noob. Oh gosh. I'm also using my mouse right now. When I do pixel art, I go like between mouse and not mouse. Because I don't know. Because I'm weird like that. Hello, Huckster. Hi. Hi. I need to name my layers or else I'll get really confused. That's the character we're making right now. This is Crab. This is Crab. Yippee! The design's not mine. I'm working on the comm. Oh, I forgot to send my sound idea. What the heck? Send it. Send it. Send it. I didn't even name that layer. Remember when I was like, I gotta name this layer so I won't get confused. And then I didn't even name it. I'll put it in the Discord later, I swear. I trust you. I trust you. Coat. Coat. Who names layers, really? I normally don't, but when it's a PNG tuber, you just gotta. You just gotta, because the named layers will be used in the PNG tuber program and it's easier to keep track of everything. Real facts. Real facts. I'm like guys, did you know I can't draw hands? Can you tell? Can you tell I can't draw hands? I've tried. It just doesn't work, okay? I don't remember what. Oh yeah, I have this. Look, this is me. I'm trying to find layers. Hands are hard, to be fair. True. That's why I like stuff that's like kind of chibi. But you can draw peas. Please, no peas. Oh wait, I wanted to grab this. Okay, this, I'll grab my thingy. No peas, no peas. No peas, please. No peas, please. Oh. I think I want this arm, like, on its own. Because I think I can give it like a kinda shifting, moving effect. That'll look cool. Oh yeah, I was gonna put music on because I'm gonna be so like focused. When we get to like my raid train slot, which will be later at like 11, I have a little showcase planned. So I'm gonna show a bunch of art and it's gonna be cool. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, soft music. I have to like sneeze. Dun, 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 dun. It's not coming. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just do like this. I work kind of weird. I just kind of like build the shapes I need, and then I kind of go in and like push pixels around and almost sculpt the shapes to fit how I want because that's how my brain works. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think the back coat should be attached to the chest. Because that just makes sense. Scrolling. Yeah, when I want like a more precise, I just go in with the mouse. Small. Here. Oh, damn it, Twitch is drunk again. What is Twitch doing to you? I do want the shorts on the same layer too. I like to do most body on the same layer, but not the coat because it just makes it easier to make it bouncy. Twitch is a bully. Twitch is a bully. Let's grab this. I'm just gonna go a little darker. I suck. I just a little darker. Oh no. I feel like you can tell when I'm using my tablet versus my mouse, but maybe that's just me. Maybe only I can tell. Okay. Twitch should not be a bully. Oh yeah, yippee. Wait, that's actually pretty poggers. Just clean this up. Hey. What are you doing? Before we even have a windmill? Don't you know the laws around here? Papa! Hello, hi. Hello, hi. Well, very welcome in. Thank you for the recruit. Thank you so much. More crocodiles. I'm working on the crab tuba. He's looking so cute. Yippee. I feel like I work so weird. Cause I just make the shapes I need and then go in. so I can get all the layers separated. Orca, thank you so much for the recruit. Thank you, thank you. Drink some water. Is the music like a good... Hey! What the heck? Like a good level? I feel like I can never tell. I know there's like ways to hear your own audio, but I feel like that would like I feel like that would upset me. I feel like that would be too overstimulating. But I also really want to know how I'm sounding. Where have I heard this music before? It's a remix. Let me see what it is. Yeah, it's a Minecraft remix. And it's by Game Chops. Aunt Muskie. Oh, it's Minecraft, yeah. Love me some Minecraft. Here, I have my... Is my playlist private? I'll share my whole playlist link. Intimidation Crab, hello! Hi! Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Yippee! No. I actually, don't I have a now playing? I could probably put that on. One second, let me grab it. I think I have it on here. Yeah. Copy. Paste. There we go, we got music in the corner now. Yippee! A void shark. That's pretty cool. Yippee! Yippee, yippee. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I need... like this? A little darker. I'll probably adjust that later, but for now it's that. Okay. This needs to be a little bit. Whoa! Thank you so much for the gift sub to Crab. Thank you. Thank you, Mulberry. Oh? A wild Trudel appears. Man, I need to go on my biannual 2-week Minecraft kick now. Real, do it. I always need to go on my biannual 2-week Minecraft kick. Every day. Every day I'm like, damn, I wish I could play Minecraft. But whenever I try to play Minecraft, I feel like it's wonky. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the wonky. Let's all do Minecraft together, real. Froggadile Minecraft server? Oh, I could learn how to make Minecraft models in Blockbench, and I could make Froggadiles in Minecraft. Could you imagine? See, look. So the guy in the corner is made with Blockbench. What if I made a little Froggadile to replace the frog mob in Minecraft? That would actually be so cool. I think I could do it too. I like Blockbench. It's pretty comfy. I decided to learn Blender anyways, though. I'm gonna be learning Blender. I'm scared. I also have a stream coming up where I'm gonna be learning Womp. Womp is really interesting. It's like another 3D program. Have you guys heard of Womp? I feel like most people haven't. What the fuck is this strudel? I honestly thought the same thing. What is this dude? I just looked him up. Wait, I've never seen this in my life. What the heck? Oh crap. Is that a new Pokemon? I don't play a lot of the new Pokemon. I don't know. Here, 1 second. Let me bring it in. I have a picture of it. This is a strudel. This is a strudel. Strudel. What is this? I have never seen this. I've never seen this. He is cute. Humble Bundle has a 3D sculpting software. That's pretty cool. I think I'm maxed out on softwares right now. I'm learning way too many ones. Baby Garfefe. Baby Garfefe. Oh, it's like a monkey? How does it turn into a monkey from this? Guys, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Look at this. Look at this shit. That literally makes no sense. It was a little blob before. It was a little blob before, and now it's a lemur? I've seen this guy. Why is he flipping the bird? Bro said, fuck you. I get to do my Pokemon request stream coming up too. Holy crap. I have so many streams coming up, guys. Why did you do that to me? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a Pokemon. Hey, Orca. But it started as a little sludge, dude. It looked like a little guy. It looked like it'd be squishy, honestly. I think it would be. We're taking them away. Take them away, Copper. You know, we used to be a sludge before we evolved. You're so smart. He has dribble fingers. The Scarlet and Violet Pokemon are pretty weird. They're just little guys. They did the same thing with Leavanny and Swadloon. I get it. Swadloon. I feel like I don't actually know that many Pokemon. I feel like I'm a faker. I feel like those ones make sense. I feel like those ones make sense because they're bug. And bugs start out as little blob. Swadloon's little bug blob. Swadloon's little bug blob. Dude, there are 1,020 Pokemon? I honestly didn't know there were that many. That's so many. Holy crap. I need to do a Pokemon tier list. Pokemon tier list win. Yippee. I got that. 1025 currently. Did you guys see there's a new pack coming to Pokemon Pocket? Add me on Pokemon Pocket. Be my friend on Pokemon Pocket. There's a new pack coming with Mew. No, with Mew. Mew pack, Mew pack. It's about time though. Hell yeah, it is. Dang it. Oh. Miku? No, that's Fortnite. Miku's Fortnite. Miku's Fortnite. Is it just a single pack or is it a set? It's a boost. It's like the booster packs, just like how there's a Charizard and a Pikachu. Miku's coming to Fortnite? Yeah, Miku coming to Fortnite. Happy Miku Day. Happy Miku Day. Bigger head. Longer head. Oh. Holy shit. Why didn't anyone tell me this? But like, are we getting 3 different packs or is it just the one Mew pack? Just the one Mew pack, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole set coming. I think it's just the Mew. They're starting us off slow. They want us to beg for new packs. Man, I love Minecraft. I need a Milm hat. Man, I love Minecraft. Paste my code in Discord. Anyone welcome to add me? Hell yeah! Add Mulberry on Pocket. Pokemon Pocket. Ow. I'm just tired of facing the same 4 decks in PvP. We need new cards desperately. Yeah. Soon. New cards are coming. Nom nom. I'm drinking. Guys, I'm almost at 400. I'm scared. Oh wait, what's happening here? Yeah, I was drinking water and then I yawned. I can't enjoy my fossil deck because Mewtwo Gardevoir will just be there to kick my teeth in. I want to play my silly stuff. Does anyone want to 1v1 me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? Does anyone want to 1v1 me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel so I can show off my cute deck? My Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck is so cute. So cute and silly. I run the Melfies with the Bunny Island. And I love them. I'll 1v1 you. I never really played it much dueling, so I got a few different ones. He's got a super overpowered deck. I love the Melfies. I'm kind of a noob, but my deck's really cute. Do I have Man, I'm super burpy today. I keep burping. I had a little bubbly drink earlier. I feel like bubbles really get me. Hey, whoa. Hey, whoa. Don't do that. I do have Master Duel downloaded. Na. Mulberry, 1v1 me Master Duel. Yeah. You're both stinky. That's the real truth. Okay. Okay. Coming soon to it has a little update. It's doing the update. Can you guys hear Master Duel right now? Yeah, you can hear my whole desktop, right? Oops. Let me mute the music. Ace Spoons blessed the chat with the megaphone at the start of stream, and I'm still the stinker. Yep. Haven't played it in a long time. Me neither, honestly. It's been months for sure. Oh, I ruined it. It says my last playlist today. I probably should have looked. Yeah, both stinky. Sminking. Dimkin. Don't say my stink bug, bro. Thank. Oh. Oh my gosh, is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? Wait, guys. 1 second. Wait, what if Mulberry cheats? You can't look at the screen. You can't look at the screen. Guys, is this how you do art? It's dream sniped. No, hey. Arthur? Arthur? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Still downloading, I won't cheat. I'm still downloading too. Hey, whoa. Oh, the head pads to cancel it out. Thank you, Orca. Thank you, Orca. Head pads go hard. Oh. Oh, the head pads? I'm loving the head pads. It really helps cancel out. Care package. A little stretch and more head pads. Give him head trauma? Head trauma with the head pads? Okay, I'm stretching. My husband made a Melfi deck. IRL. Ah, that's so cute. I have a Melfi, like tumbler, like a drink cup, like a tumbler cup, you know? One of my friend's moms made me. My friend's mom made me a Melfi tumbler. I love it. It's so cute. Yippee. Oh, download complete. I don't even remember how to play my deck. I'm gonna get in there and lose. 1,000 days since launch. No way. Still at 13%. Okay. Oh. It's running me through them. How do I add people? Player ID with 9 digits. Where's my player ID? Where's my player ID? Mulberry Jam. Just got on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. What the hell? Duel. Duel room. Create a room. Room, comment, room. Duel time. Is it private? I used to compete in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments 20 plus years ago. I'm about to lose to Mulberry. I'm literally gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Worth it for the cute cards. Wait, prohibited? Wait, it says my deck's prohibited. Thank you for that headpats. It says my deck's prohibited. Can I use it anyway? Will you let me use it anyways, please? Oh. Oh. Oh no. No way, wait. These guys? Really? Cast underscore canceled. There should be a play mode that lets you play illegal decks. Heck yeah. Canada does. I'm a noob. I'm a noob. I don't know how to find my... Oh, here it is. Here's my ID. My ID. Here's my game ID. Look at the frogs. Look, and I even have the Melfi rabbit as my profile picture. Frog. 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 I believe in you. I'm working on art a little. I'm trying. Okay. Let's go right here. I'm doodling. I'm doodling. Still loading. 57%. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Whoa. I'm just doodling a little. Them bagpipes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I love the music. It's just so good. It's so good. Oops. I'm just coloring. I should totally switch screens, but I'm so focused. But I'm on a roll. Alright. Whoa. Grabbing some shape. Okay. Kinda like this. Just moving this around. Nope. Okay. My eyes are itchy. I'm itching them. Everything's gonna be okay. This should just be in the bag. Okay. I put it behind the sketch, that's funny. Oops. Here we go. Ah, 97%. Yo. I keep pressing P instead of B because P is pencil in Clip Studio, but B is brush in Sprite, and I go between both the programs. So I get confused sometimes. You use a tablet? Yeah. 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 When I'm doing pixel art though, I go between tablet and mouse. Because sometimes I just need a little tablet, and sometimes I just need a little mouse. Oops, I didn't mean to put that on there. Oh. player ID? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. It's 219-965-942. I got that frog. I got that frog. Yo! Protect the king from the invading gem. Protect the king! Protect the king! Hi, Ellie! Hi, hi! Hey, hey! We're gaming. I have a headache. No! I'm sorry. I hope it goes away. Is it like pretty real? I'm a vampire. I live in the night. I believe it. You are lettuce. Real. Actual? A lettuce vampire? That's reductionist. Mulberry. Mulberry, did you get it? Oh wait, 7 followers. How does that work? Oh, follower. Yeah. Follow. And then... yeah. There we go, there we go. I will probably lose. Will it let me take my prohibited deck in? Can I use my prohibited deck? Is that fair? Is that fair? A trubbish? What a cutie. Guys, make sure to pick up the trubbish. Save the earth. Great ball. Love the trash man. Yippee. Oh, you cheated. The heck? What the heck?
You know what that means? Fish!
Aw, dang it. I have to make a new room, I'm sorry. Hehe. And wait it again. Oh, you guys, exclamation point victory, exclamation point crab. Ellie and Mulberries. Sound alerts are in. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, Hopster, nice catch.
We got a number
One victory royale, yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down, get
10
down.
kills on the board right now, just wiped
Wiped out Tomato Town. Ah. Slayer? The Slayer? In my facility? I'm psyched to do it with you. Let's go! I'm psyched to do it with you. Let's do it. Okay guys, do I win? Wait, can we get a poll actually? Wait, how do we do a poll? Do you guys want to do a poll on who wins? Is it exclamation point? Yeah. Or no, it's slash, right? Slash, right? It's a prediction. Whatever. Hi, Villa, welcome in. What happened? What happened? Did I break it? Mulberry? You're both running the same deck, right? I don't think so. The same archetype? I don't know. Is Mulberry also running Melfies? I did a poll. Yippee! I'm voting. I just voted. Oh, here we go. Begin duel. No Dragon Maid? I'm so gonna lose. I'm so gonna lose. Playing some Fortnite? Fortnite! I get a #1 victory. Fuck, man. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no, I have the glitches in this game? In this game? Yeah. Exclamation point victory. Exclamation point victory.
We got a
#1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down.
10 kills on the board right now. Just
Went
wiped
down
out
Tomato Town. Oh gosh, I can't remember if I do attack or defense. That's dangerous. It has a cooldown. If someone spams it, they get banned. Come on. The end. Oh gosh. I got no brain.
Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town.
Yeah, my friend just got down. I revived him. Now we're heading southbound. Holy crap, wait. Oh crap, wait, I can do this? I'm so sorry. I'm like, this is the slowest move ever. Okay. Yes. Are these the white dots? Yeah, they are. I'm so sorry. Okay, I think I end turn. Have I not seen them before? They're only in some games. Yeah, I can't turn anything off. Did A&D get back to you? What just happened? Oh, I was supposed to turn them into this. Oopsie. Yeah. I don't think I can do anything with that. Okay. Why didn't that work? I think I was supposed to put it into attack position. Oh wait, never mind. My bunny island. Wait, did nothing happen? Oh, it can't be destroyed? I'm so bad right now. Oopsie. Oh, whoops. No. I can't believe I got my obedience skull and I didn't put obelisk. Never mind, I take back my vote. I'm so sorry. I haven't played in forever. I vote for Mulberry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Rescue cat. Okay. Rescue cat. I summon rescue cat. I don't know why this doesn't work. I wonder what happened to your PC because your master. I know it didn't. Oh, did AMD get back to you? I didn't. I haven't changed. I haven't tried my GPU and Eggy's PC yet because he doesn't want me to unless he's there, and he hasn't had any time to do it. Oh. Oh, I'm literally like noob. This is so bad. Yeah. Get up there. You got this, Melfy puppy. You got this, Melfy puppy. I love Melfy puppy. I'm so gonna lose. Oh my gosh. The lights are annoying me so much. I'm so sorry that happened. I wish it didn't. Not very swaggy. Yes. 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 Melfy puppy, my guy. Melfy puppy. Melfy puppy saved me. No. Neither of these can be destroyed. This is like This is like the counter to my deck. Oops. What just happened? Oh. Selfie puppy. Why do I not know how to XYZ? I really thought I just pressed this and it would let me. Wait. Now what? Oh. Okay. It's cause they weren't in the big mode. Here we go. Here we go. Joyous Melfies. The boys are here. Battle. Attack. Yeah. End phase. Comeback Cass. I'm gonna make a comeback. I'm gonna make a comeback. Once I get this guy out, not much can stop me. I'm strong. Trust. No. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, I'm really good at doing art, as you can tell. As you can tell. Okay. I'm gonna get you. Okay. I'm so ready. No. Oh. Yes. 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 And then this. And then this. Yes. I think that should be sideways. Oops. Oh no. I'm sorry, little bunny. I'm sorry, little bunny. No, little bunny. Little bunny. Hey, whoa. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, grab locked? That's the guy. That's the guy. What's happening? Nah. Motivation to win is a bonk. One bonk. No. No. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah, bunnies, bunnies. Bunnies, bunnies, go bunnies. Man, am I gonna start playing Yu-Gi-Oh again now? Go bunnies, go bunnies, go bunnies, go bunnies. Look at my bunnies. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I did that. Rescue cat. Okay. Oh. What did that do? Dun, 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 dun. What's that guy? Downloading the mobile app as we speak. Oh yeah. Okay, let me grab these. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. I hope that brought over my battery blades from dueling. Hopefully. My bunnies. Dun. Oh no, I'm out of bunnies. Let's do this. We have a little kitty and a little tiger. And then we take that little kitty and that little tiger and we put it inside of a joyous Melfi. Yes! 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 I know they have Vengeance, which is like my really strong deck, but I preferred using my other ones like Batteryman and Lightstorm. They weren't as strong, but they were cool. I love this Melfi deck so much. I love this Melfi deck. I love this Melfi deck. I love Melfi. Melfi. I haven't played in so long. Mulberry is actually really scary though. I'm scared that she's gonna like do something big. And then like... like what is that? Okay. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. A whoopsie. Guess I accidentally returned my card. Okay. Okay. Melty puppy. Easy. Easy. Go Calentosa. Mystical beast of the forest. I can see why this is banned. This is kind of cracked. I can see why these are banned cards. Do you take it back? Orca. Do you still vote for Mulberry? Hear me out. Okay. Fever. Mulberry for president. Real. Joyous. And then just like this. Cha. Now hit him. Yeah. Guys, I don't know how I'm doing this. I'm scared. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. I got baby tigers. Heck yeah. Ooh. Oh. Bunny. 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 Absolutely not. Nope. 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 I feel so bad. This is such a troll deck. Like, I'm literally just destroying cards. Please. Void, look at her. She's so cute. Oh. Okay. Oh! Okay. Yeah. Okay. What just happened? Okay. Yo! Yo! GG's! GG's! Yo, how do I send a little... I can't send a little GG? In the lobby I can. Thanks for the duel.
We got a #1 victory royale.
Yeah, Fortnite, about to get down, get down.
Kills on the
Board
board
right now, just wiped out Tomato Town. I had no clue what I was going. No. I was so confused at first. It took me a minute to get back into my deck. But then I was like, oh, this deck's kinda OP. I can see why it's banned. Thank you for playing. That was fun. That was fun. Yippee! Yippee! I messed up so many times. So did I. Real. Is this the right one? Yeah. Real. Actual real. I just straight up destroyed my card. Did you see me do that? Next time I'll be better. I believe in you. I believe in you. Next time I'll get a #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down, get down. I did that twice. It be like that. It's okay. One day, we're all gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! Professionals. Yippee. Ow. I need a stretch. Ah. The text is so tiny. Yeah, it is. It's weird that like it doesn't even go full screen. I can't read that small anymore. No. I believe that we will win. Oh. Let's bridge down. Coat. This is face. I believe that we will win. Wait, who else has their noises? Give me your noises. You know what I mean? You hear me? Eyebrows. Front hair. Pokecatch Ultra Ball. You're so excited. Crab Brave. Exclamation point crab. Exclamation point crab. Do it. See, I got you. Oh, guys. I'm gonna for stream tomorrow, I'm gonna watch the VTuber Awards. Because I love VTubers. So you guys are gonna watch the VTuber Awards with me. Cool, good. Glad. Sorry, I'm like such a slow drawer. I'm like, I need to draw more. And then I just kind of like stare at it. Yo, nice catch. Tortuga. Yippee. I don't know. What am I thinking about? I have so many thoughts. I feel like. Sorry, it's so late to me. I normally do not stream this late anymore. I used to be such a midnighter, but now I'm such a baby. I wake up, I go to bed, and I wake up, and I need to do that every day. So like once oh okay. Okay. Wait, what was I don't even know what's happening. I got distracted. I keep yawning. Here, I need to turn Spotify back on. Even though it's literally like chill, cozy bedtime music. Bro, they're gonna put me to sleep. Ruashua, hello, hi. Hello, hi. We are working on a commission right now. I'm making a PNG tuber for Crab. This is their design, not mine. Crab. Crab. There's like void eyes, like a black sclera. I think that's what that's called. Nice, it looks good so far. Thank you, thank you. I do a lot of like, I don't know, I feel like my process is weird. I just make the shapes and then detail it later. Thank you, thank you. Like there. Yo. And they do have shark teeth, so that's gonna be fun too. Probably shrink them down a little. I kind of have them really big. The eyes. But I also kind of like them. Let me grab the little ears. I wanted to work on art today, but my brain is too fuzzy. That's so real. That's so real. It's hard sometimes to stay good. To stay good. Oh, I was dozing. I'm in the Twitch Creator Club is having an Artists and Makers Raid Train, and I'm participating in that today, so I wanted to make sure I was doing art on stream. So we're doing art. I'm working on commissions. Happy. And then I have a little showcase planned later from 11 p.m. to 11:30, and it's gonna be fun. Raid train, yeah. It's lit. It's lit. Bedtime for me. Have a lovely night. Aw, have a good night, Ace. Have a good night. Have a good night. The little ears. I'm gonna go on one for right now. I did not like that shade. Whoa. Good noodle ace, for real. Go to bed at bedtime. Hey. Don't be stinky though. Don't be stinky though. Bad noodle. Bad noodle, bad noodle. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, I need to do my I might take like a 5-minute break real quick before the raid train comes over here. Oh gosh. I just like, I don't know, my back hurts. So maybe I'll like stretch, walk around, take meds, and also I need to run ads. Let me do that right now so I'm not like running it too close. Care package, thank you. I'm just gonna run a quick break. It'll be like 5 minutes. It shouldn't be too bad. I want to be in a stream team and be in a raid train someday. Do it, do it, do it. If you're an artist, oh my gosh, AM Club. The artist, the Twitch Artists and Makers Creator Club is like pretty open. All you have to do is apply, and there's literally like thousands of artists in there. It's so cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'll be right back though. I'll be right back. Hello. Hi. Cassadile. Quesodile. Quesadilla. Yuppies. Yuppers. That is me. That is the quesadilla. Casserolo. Casserolo. Like that little caramel chocolate thing. A Rolo. Guys, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. Meow. Rolo. I'm sleepy. Wait, Granville escaped. That's that bulldog, ain't it? That bulldog. Awoof. No exclamation point. Just woof. Just woof in chat. Bork. Bork, bork. Let me be too. That Baja Blast didn't do much. Man, what I do for a Baja Blast. Oh. Baja Blast is so good. I love Baja Blast. That's one of those top tier drinks. Yippee! I'm for a Taco Bell. Do it. For the Baja! For the Baja! It's so good I just went to Taco Bell. For the Baja! I had a hot dog. I had a hot dog earlier. Wish I had a Baja Blast. I have Gatorade. I'm gonna drink my Gatorade. Bye. Help! I'm under the water. Hello? Velosaurus Rex? Wait. I freaking love the sub badges so much. Every time I see them next to your guys' names, I'm like, that's so cute. Look at him. What? Going ballistic? Ballistic Fortnite? The Froggadile? Yeah, the Froggadile. Look at Orca's little 3-month in the egg. That's so cute. Mulberries, 9-month. It's got the little tummy. It's so cute. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. It's me arting, but really I'm just yawning. Really I'm just yawning and then talking sometimes. I am so not real. Who let me exist in this world? I'd like a refund. Refund on world, please. Dun, 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 dun. That? Oh. Yeah, Fortnite. Ballistic and wine. Ballistic Fortnite. Fortnite Victory Royale. Fortnite. I love Fortnite. I love Fortnite so much. Every day I play Fortnite. I actually have not been playing Fortnite that much. Because I'm too busy playing Infinity Nikki. Oh my gosh. It's literally like... I can't stop. I just want to play dress up. Excusez-moi? Excusez-moi? Can I have the dress, please? Can I have the dress? Once you give me the dress, can I have another dress? And I would like one pair of long socks. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, I'm running out of words. I'm sleepy. Send the cavalry. Send the guards. I need all.
You know what that means? Fish.
Fish. Fish. Fish. Yeah, they're coming. Oh boy, they're coming. What time's your raid train? 11 to 11:30. So in like 10 minutes, they're gonna be coming. I'm scared. Send Despacito. I keep sneezing. I sneezed. Oh my gosh, okay. In 10 minutes, we're gonna do 20 shoutouts to the same person once. Get ready. Mods, you can literally shout out so many people. 1 second, let me give you... This is literally everyone that's in the raid train. If you see them in there, if you see them, their name on this list, feel free to shout them out. Just for funsies. Yo, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We do have anonymous follows on. You can always say hi in chat if you want to talk. Or you can stay back and lurk a little. That's a lot of people, I know. It is a lot of people. It's 100, right? Yeah, it's 100. And a lot of them are there. It's gonna be lit. Oh no. I'm gonna like lower this a little. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what I need to do? I haven't been doing flip checks. This could be so bad. Oh. Wow. These used to be so bad for me. These used to be so bad for me. I used to do a flip check and I would have to fix so much. I'm actually so proud. What the hell? Okay. That's not too bad. That's really not that bad. I just got a few things to touch up. Bam. Bam. I want that back hair to be like sharper. I guess it'd be like the word. More of a like, ooh. Yeah, it's got like a little flick. Okay, that's a little too sharp, actually. I lied, I don't like it. I lied. I'm actually gonna... Huh. Yeah. And then we can keep this sharp. And kinda... sharpen the rest out? Oh gosh. I'm making a mess. Crown doesn't brush his hair, me neither. Relatable, me neither. Why do you think I got it in braids? Oh gosh. Like that? I feel like it's too thin. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Yeah, it is too thin. I don't like it. More. Ah. Oh. Yeah. I really need like right there too. I need like a front hair. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe more like this. So that it like kind of goes. But no. But no, not like that. No, I want it different. Yo. Oh, oops. I was on the wrong layer. No. Jail. Jail for being on the wrong layer. Oh. There's a freaking Weedle! Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Little bug. Okay, guys. Me and... Oh, I gotta hit the Benjamin. Oh my gosh, I gotta hit the Benjamin. Why are you in jail? Free that guy. Innocent until proven guilty. Free that guy. Free that guy. Villa. Yeah, free that guy. Free that guy. Free that guy. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Maybe he's in Fortnite jail? I just can't stop playing Fortnite! Thank you, thank you. I will murder an animalistic again. Yeah, just Fortnite jail. Just Fortnite jail. Good luck in the Fortnite. Mods, read that guy his rights. Mods, put him in jail. Please. Mods, can I get 100 rivets, please? Can we get rivets? Can we get rivets? Those are not rivets. I drew on the wrong layer. Retweet. I literally did that. No, there is no exclamation point. Aw, Eki, thank you so much for the recruit. Yeah, guys, do your recruits. Do your recruits. Do your recruits. There is a ribbit sound if you do ribbit. Oh. Hello. Hi. Welcome in, Raiders. Hi.
All my fellas.
All my fellas. Hello. Hi, fellas. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Hello. Hello, Ribbit. Hello. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in, artists and makers. Welcome in, Aria. Aria's bringing in the raid with fairy dust and positive vibes. Artist and Makers Creator Club Holiday Raid Train. Yippee woo! Welcome in. We do have anonymous follows on, so if you're just lurking, feel free to follow. Say hi in chat if you want, though. I'll try to say hi. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go through and try to say hi to everyone. Okay, hi Jom. Hi with Sky. Hi Captain. Hi Aria. Hi Cosmic. Hi the Boo. Hi Cat. Hi Phoenix. Hello, hi. Hello, hi Allie. Hello, hi Jack. Hello. Oh, Quartz. Yeah. A fellow fruity. I am also a fruity. I am also in the fruities. It's lit. It's good. Hello Penelope. Hello. Hi. Hello follower goal. Yes, thank you so much for helping me reach my follower goal. We just got over 400. Thank you guys so much. I love your raid song. Thank you. All my fellows is so hype. It's so hype. Hello, hi, welcome in. I'm Cassadile. I'm a crocodile. I am a king. I have a frogodile fortress where we have so many frogodiles. Hello. Sky, your model is 11 out of 10. Thank you so much. I made my model myself. I make pixel PNG tubers. I've been working on one right now. That's what I've been working on, is a pixel PNG tuber. But I made you guys a little showcase to be like, hello, and show a bunch of things. Hello. Hello, Silver. Hello. 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 Hi, Porsche. Hello. Hi, Einar. Hello. 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 I love the color palette. Thank you. Thank you so much. I had to say hi to everyone. Okay. Okay, I did it. I think I did it. I think I actually did it. Meowdy. Hello. Welcome in. All the hellos. I must say all the hellos. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do use he, they pronouns. Yeah. I just do. I just do. Great job and hello back, hello. Yo, Villa King. Yes, I am the king. PNG to are so freaking cute. Thank you so much. King shit for real. I'm gonna turn the music down a little. Okay. I basically made a PowerPoint, basically. Because I wanna show my stuff. I wanna show who I am and my art and stuff. Hello. Mulberry, thank you. Thank you for the big heart. The giant emote. Yippee! I'm gonna literally do some post-stream care. Yeah. Do it up. Take care of yourself, for real. You're rocking this. I love your vibes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Show us all the things. The things! I have so many things. I have so many things to share. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Welcome in. I'm Cassido. That's my logo. I made that. That's a little hello wave. That's probably like my favorite emote right now. I made a lot of my emotes, except for the ones with the white bangs. That's my old design and some old emotes that I have laying around. But I love the new pixel ones I did. I love a lot of things. I like way too many things. I have ADHD and it just makes me like all the things because what the heck? I want to know all the things and I want to learn to do all the things and I want to play all the things and I want to watch all the things. So one day I'm gonna do that and we're gonna win. I love the Lego movie. I play way too much Fortnite and I love cars. So many things, never enough time, for real. Actually, factually, 100% real. I'm non-binary and pansexual. It's lit. I'm also disabled, chronic pain, big struggles, but we be chillin'. Always wanting to try new things is a great mindset, for real. Team too much Fortnite club. Ayo. Sending spoons. Thank you. I'm gonna need like 1 million for all the things I want to do. This is just an anime bingo with a bunch of animes I like. I would say like some of my top favorites. Probably like Madoka Magica, Angel Beats. Those are super good. Super freaking good. I really liked Pokemon Concierge, even though it's not like a real like anime. It's just so cute. It's so cute. It was so cute. It's so cute. I love Madoka Magica. It's so good. It's so good. So excited for season 2. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait. They're goated. They are. They are. Penny, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Erased and Violet Evergarden. Yeah, both of those are so good. Another super good. Anohana, literally, I cry every time. Kakigiri is so good. So good. As you see, I like many of them. Anohana broke me. It makes me sob. It's so good, but it's so sad. I think I love sad things though. Don't talk to me about that one. It's so good. This is my cat. This is my cat Void. She's literally on my desk right now being so annoying. But I love her. I watched 5 episodes of Hyrule Invasion but never finished. It's so good. Finish it, finish it. Void pictures! Yeah, look at her. Look at her. She's literally like, as we speak, like, ruining things. Running around. Hats. I forced her into hats. I think, you know, I do a lot for her. I do a lot for her. She can wear a hat for me. She can wear a hat for me. That's really how I'm feeling. Those are beads. Those are beads. I put this picture of beads because it's very pretty. And some of the beads are frog shaped. And that's really cute. So that's simply why I added that picture. That cat destroyed a TV, that's true. We also call her Void the Destroyer. Because she straight up like ruined my TV. She knocked it over. She knocked it straight down, broke it. Okay. Okay. We're making it further. We're making it to the arts and the makers. Because I do Legos. I love Legos. I love Legos so much. I used to work with Legos. I used to teach like kids how to like, not like teach them, but like encourage play and like help kids build with Legos, and it was super duper awesome. But I had to stop, and it's cool that I still get to play with Legos. And now I just do it on stream, and it's awesome. And I love Legos so much. The Croc Lego's so badass. It's so good. It's one of the 3-in-1 Lego sets too, so I can take it apart and make it other things. But I love it as a crocodile. The crocodile Lego set was like my first hand cam Lego stream, and it was good. I think it was like my 200 follower. Rua! Thank you. Thank you. Heart.
You know what that means? Fish!
Fish! Fish! The croc has a fish. Yeah. It's eating it. Here, we're moving on. I also do like digital art. I love doodling. And I really like pixel art and like doodling. And these are frogadiles. I freaking love frogadiles. They're frog crocodiles, and they're my little guys. They're my little homies. They're just awesome. These are all so cute. I want a frogadile. Yes, yes, yes. I love these so much. This one, I'm learning how to do low poly. I'm learning how to do low poly. And I made a little crocodile, and he spins in the bottom left of my screen. He's over there. Holy shit, it's a castle dial. That's what it is. Yeah, Phoenix. Phoenix. Oh my gosh. A Phoenix did art of Cassadile and the little Frogadiile, and it's so cute. So good. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you again. Thank you again. It's so cool. I love low poly. I love low poly so much. I'm trying to learn it. I have some ideas coming, and I really want to learn low poly, and I want to become like a low poly VTuber. I've done 3D VTubing before, which I think is like literally, no, it's like 2 slides. Okay, in 2 slides I'll talk about it. Okay? These are my Frogadiles. These are all the community. These are all the community Frogadiles. These are so awesome. We do like community design a Frogadiile during charity streams, and then I have it as one of my channel point rewards that's kind of higher up there. And like these are all designed by people in the community, and they're all so cute. There's no baby. I've been looking into having a low poly model. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Do it. Do it, low poly squad. There's mine. Yes. 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 Rua's got one. Rua's got a Frogadiile. Villa's got a Frogadiile. Ooh. I love them so much. The Turkey-dial is like really cursed. If you guys can see that one in the top left. Bro's really cursed. Villa forced me to make that. Held me. Forced. I had to make a Turkey-dial. I like the turkey. Excuse me, sir. It's scary. Okay, this okay, I'm starting to do some throwbacks. This is how I started off. I started creating because I wanted to be a VTuber, so I learned like VRoid. And this is like throwback to I used to be a VRoid model. But I've been working on a new VRoid model, which is this one right here. So hopefully soon we'll see me back in 3D. But I've really been liking being PNG tuber. I was just like my health wasn't the best, so it was easier to hang out in PNG tube space. Lost in the turkey sauce. Real. And some more art. Some more Cassadile art. I really only started doing art like a year ago. So these are all like a year-ish old. Well, like a year to like the summer. This is like the first half of the year. And then I have some fancier stuff. I do some pixel art. I tried to do like a spelunky. You're so good, thank you. Coyote, thank you so much for the recruit. Thank you so much. You're just so precious, thank you. This one right here, this was my first PNG tuber. But then I decided to become Pixel. And I changed my design a little bit. Which here, this is my current design. And then this is a new design that I've been working on. It's like a work in progress design. I'm just so freaking excited to like get it there, and it's so cute. I love it so much. But I also love my old design, like my current but like come on, look at this. I've been learning so much about art and so much about design. I feel like it's like a big improvement, and I am so excited to start making more stuff with that design. I love it. Let me screech up for real. Go ahead. I'm like proud of it. I'm proud. I've been like learning so much, so many freaking YouTube videos about design and VTuber design and just general art design and about like silhouette and everything. And where what's on the right, I roll for real. Same. But I'd be cozy, I'd be chillin'. I love the hair petals. I do too. I really like the hair petals. I feel like it's gonna be really hard to translate into like low poly, which kind of makes me sad. Saving this for science and do a little project. Yeah. I believe. So this is what I've been up to, is working on this little redesign. I think this has been like what I've been like most excited and focused on art-wise right now, because I've been learning so freaking much. I feel like I'm just like constantly learning right now. Learning, growing, getting stronger. We're winning. GG's. Easy. This is a few like finished pieces, like more than doodles. They have lighting. Oh my gosh, it's impressive in my heart. I have one with the little laptop. The Sonic sticker, I love. Care package, okay. 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 I stretched. I need to get some water. Love the noise grain filter too, so yummy. Me too. I'm a big fan of the noise finish. It makes it just so good. For these, I was working a lot on like how to use the layers and like oh gosh, like multiply and light and all that fun fancy Clip Studio stuff. I'm such a noob. I'm just learning, so I'm like always trying out new things, so my art is very all over the place. I think pixel art's a little easier to keep consistent because it's smaller, but when it comes to just like drawing, I'm trying new things every time. Oh, I really liked it's not on these pieces. There's another piece where I have like aberration on it. Is that the word I want? I don't think that's the word I want. I cannot remember. Okay. I have another little showcase page. This is just art I've made for Mulberry. This is my slide of art I've made for Mulberry. Because look how cute she is. Hashtag Mulberry Jam BT. She's my first PNG tuber child. I love it. I love making these little pixels. These I have on my coffee shop. I do this as like one of my little cheap things, so it's just $10 for you guys to get the little pixel guys. They're like my favorite com to do. Just saying. Because they're so cute. They're just little square and blocky. I'd appreciate it. Heart, heart, heart. I have I just have a Ko-fi for now. I want to be on VGen one day. One day. Let me... My socials. These are my socials. I have Blue Sky, Ko-fi, TikTok, Discord. Yeah. I don't use X that much. I don't really use Instagram that much. But I have both of them. And then I do have a YouTube channel, but it's just VODs. I don't have a main account yet. This is art I made for my friend Ellie. This is art I made for my friend Ellie, Lettuce Patch. I love Ellie. I love her OC. It's so cute. And I loved making this little sprite guy. I made up the little sprite guy because she didn't have a little like mascot guy and I wanted to draw her with a little guy. So I just started drawing her with little sprite guys. It's so cute. A 5-minute train departure warning. Okay. I need to stop raids. Okay, I stopped raids. And we're going on to 9.5, right? It got switched out? Yeah. Okay. Pluggers. I just have one last page here. It's just my random... This is like my random sketch and doodles. I don't know. Miscellaneous stuff that didn't fit anywhere that I liked. We have Miku. Hatsune Miku. I drew this fish. I was really proud of this fish. I don't know why. I love it. It's just a little clown fish. It's just a fish. This is my Oshi. This is Meat. My favorite VTuber. This is a little crocodile, but it's really cute for some reason. I don't even know why it's so cute. I don't even know what program I made it in.
You know what that means? Fish.
This person I made up. I don't know. They're an OC. This is me and Ellie. This is a style I've been trying out and I don't know why I haven't finished anything with it yet. But it's so cute and I love it so much. So it's literally just a sketch. But it's so cute. It's just like super chibi. A baby castle, yeah. Yeah. This is the one that I tried like the... I called it Aberration, but I don't know if that's what it's called. Like where it goes red and blue. This is like cute. And this was trying to draw like a crocodile like more 3D. And I feel like it looks kind of like a hot dog, so I think it's funny. Because it's like a hot dog. And this This was my attempt at a little self-portrait. That was all. It's cute. I like it. I like it. The end. The end, that's all. The end. Thank you guys so much. We are like literally 2 minutes away from raiding out. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I know it was planned, but it's super awesome to be a part of this and be a part of the artists and makers. Exclamation point. Teams. I'm a part of a few different teams. I'm a part of GGTV, which is just a small little team. We got like 4 of us. Mostly FPS games. And I'm also a part of the Fruities, which is an awesome stream team that's super queer focused and tries to advocate for the community. We've been doing a lot of charity stuff. I just did a charity stream Tuesday, raising money for National Children's Alliance with them. That was super awesome. That's a raid train that's going on right now. And also a part of the creator clubs. I do have the little raid message for you guys. Just a little artists and makers holiday raid train. Choo choo. Oh, my schedule is typically just Fridays through Sundays, 5 to 9 p.m. EST. And I stream a lot of video games and art and sometimes just like chatting and stuff. Thank you so much for stream. You're incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much everyone for being so kind and being nice. It was nice to have you here. I can't wait to see the rest of the trains. Bye guys. Bye. Have a great day. Have fun at the rest of the trains. Bye.